If you're anything like me, you probably spent the last 3 months just trying to keep your life from absolutely falling apart. Maybe you were dealing with some tax season fun-filled activities, or maybe you just looked at the prices of everything and decided that you wanted nothing to do with it and that you'll worry about it later. I get it because I've lived through it. Life is so expensive, and staying on top of your finances can feel like a full-time job in itself. The thing is, we're already 4 months deep in the 2026, and if your Roth IRA is still sitting at zero, it needs to be addressed immediately. Although you are behind this year, that doesn't mean that you ruined your life, but the math just got a hell of a lot tighter. So today we're going to look at the 2 ways on how you can fix it. First being, you can drop a massive one and done lump sum deposit, or the second being you can deposit monthly payments that actually work with your income. Let me know down in the comments, do you guys have a Roth IRA? If you do, what strategy do you guys use? And why do you use it? Because the Roth IRA is such a great tool to build absolutely insane wealth, and I want to know which one of you are actually taking advantage of it and which one of you aren't. Now, let's jump into the video. So strategy number one is going to be the lump sum one-time contribution. This is for the people that have the $7,500 ready to go. If you weren't aware, $7,500 is the amount or the contribution limit for 2026 if you're under 50 years old, single, and making less than $153,000 a year and less than $242,000 a year if you're married. I'm going to let you guys know from the jump, I personally have never had the $7,500 just sitting there waiting to be invested. Although I would love that right now, it just isn't possible for me, and that's completely okay. But if you're one of the lucky ones and you're able to drop that $7,500 into your account today, you're basically telling the market that you're all in. And that's in regards to your Roth IRA. You're more than welcome to take advantage of other brokerage accounts, but that's for another video. Now, historically, the market seems to take the shape of a giant snowball that goes up about 70% of the time. So if you were to put all that money in now, you're basically catching the growth from the beginning of the year to the very end of the year. Now, it can feel scary as hell to move that much money at once, but remember, this isn't spending money on bullshit and losing it. It's more so simply just moving it from a bank account where it virtually does nothing, maybe gives you 0.1% interest, into a tax-free account where the money actually works for you instead of you solely working for it. If you have the cash, I would personally rip off the band-aid, throw it in the Roth, and invest it immediately. Now, for the rest of us who don't have the $7,500 just hanging out ready to be played with, the next best approach is going to be called dollar cost averaging, or what I like to personally call it, the subscription to not being poor. This is where you put money in throughout the year, you buy into the market through the highs and through the lows. I think of it as the subscription to not being poor, because when you think about it, you are practically subscribing to yourself. If you have 18 subscriptions, those added up would most likely be a super beneficial amount to invest, right? And I just had to throw this in here. While doing research for this video, I found that Netflix is almost up to $30 a month for no ads. That's literally insane. But anyway, if you started these monthly deposits in January, you'd be depositing $625 a month. So 625 times 12 months in a year, that's going to give you $7,500. But since we're starting in April, that number has just jumped up to about $937 a month. And yeah, I know, almost $1,000 a month is a lot of fucking money. It's a rent payment, or in terms of today's standards, half of a rent payment. It's a lot of groceries, a lot of utility bills, and if that number makes you want to close this video, don't, because what many people seem to forget is that the $7,500 is just a limit. It's not a requirement. If you can only do $200, $300, $400 a month, then do that. The only way you actually lose in this game is by saying, well, can't hit the max contribution, so I might as well try again next year. That's just giving up on yourself, and the longer you wait, the less time the account will be able to gain that beautiful compound interest. $937 is not doable in the real world for some, so you can't push yourself to the max with your deposits. You need to make sure you have enough spending money, and you need to make sure you have a fully funded emergency fund, because it is crucial for this to be a successful habit that you begin to follow. You need to be able to enjoy your life. I'm just begging you to please do something, because you'll blink and you'll be 40 or 50 and you'll have no retirement and you'll be absolutely scrambling trying to find a solution. But instead of me just sitting here lecturing you on what you should probably be doing, I'm just going to go ahead and put forth what I personally do with my Roth IRA, because it's easy to just spew out numbers and tell you to do something, but it can be very hard to actually begin to do it and to stick with it. Now, although I am not a financial advisor, I always use use the dollar cost averaging because I just simply don't have $7,500. I can't do the lump sum. It doesn't make sense for my situation. But every month, a chunk of my paycheck leaves my account before I can spend it on something stupid. I don't do it because I'm scared of the numbers. I do it because it builds the habit that actually matters, which is straight up consistency. Also, the burdens of everyday life can sometimes get in the way, so if I don't have to think about it, I'm more than likely going to stick to it. In this game, patience isn't just a virtue, it's the entire fucking point. The stock market is essentially a machine that transfers money from the impatient to the patient. Many people make fun of new investors saying the phrase buy high and sell low, but my strategy is simple. I buy and I just don't sell, period. This is the answer that makes you rich, and this is how the Roth IRA makes millionaires. This isn't options trading, this isn't get rich quick. This is just building habits that your future self will thank you for. Now, I don't care if the headlines say that the economy is collapsing. I don't care if my portfolio looks like a bloodbath for a month. The market will rebound, it always has. If the market doesn't rebound, everyone is screwed, not just you. There could be months where the market can be down 15%. I simply just don't give a shit. I'm not touching that money for 30 years, so why would I care what it does today? When you dollar cost average, you're training your brain to stop looking at the price and start looking at the process of being successful in the market. You're buying through the peaks and you're buying through the valleys. So an example I like to use is the only person who gets hurt on a roller coaster is the one who tries to jump off while it's moving. Stay in the seat, don't sell. Just let the clock do the work for you. Be consistent, because consistency and time will always win. So here's the bottom line. It's April 20th, 2026. Happy 420 if you guys celebrate. You've missed 4 months. Big fucking deal. You have 8 months to do something that your 60-year-old self will thank you time and time again. The Roth IRA is the closest thing to a cheat code the government is ever going to give us. Everything that happens in that account is yours. No taxes on the growth. No taxes when you take it out. It's the one place where the IRS cannot touch your wins. So whether you're going to drop in a big catch-up payment today, or if you're going to join me on the automatic monthly deposit initiative, just go and just do something, anything. Open the app, set the transfer, and get back to your day. Now, before ending the video, I want to know, are you guys going to be on team all in at once or team monthly payment? Let me know down in the comments. And seriously, if the market drops tomorrow, please do me a favor. Don't bother even looking at it, let alone sell it. Patience is key. Patience will give you the life that you've always dreamed of. I appreciate you guys watching. Subscribe if you like the content. I got a lot more videos coming your way, and I appreciate you guys so much. Thanks for watching.